And here we go. There we go. Right. Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. Welcome to On the Sofa with Esther. It's quite cold outside here in the UK, but it's really warm. I know it's going to heat up in the studio, especially when having a guest like Martha High in the studio. So I'd like to welcome Martha High and the Funky Divettes. No, the Funky. Sorry, I got that wrong. The Funky
Divas.
Divas. Sorry, because there's also the Funky Divas, the Funky Divas, and
Yes.
Maker and Bernadette. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to welcome these ladies to my platform. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thank you, Esther.
Thank you. I just had a senior moment there, people. So just don't hold it against me, okay? The Funky Divas, right?
Of course not.
So without further ado, you know, Martha, I have to go there with this question. You know, who is Martha, Bernadette, Micah? Who are you in a nutshell, Martha? In a peanut shell, Bernadette? In a coconut shell, Micah? So,
Well,
who-
okay, so the Funky Martha Hyde and the Funky Divas are three beautiful, gorgeous women that want to bring you the music from the past, but with messages that are still just as strong as they were in years ago. So we're very excited about it. We have put together a great show, and we would like to bring it to all of the people around the world.
brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
Yes.
And Bernadette, what about you? And I am going to introduce Martha properly after this, but I just want to just get a brief insight into Bernadette. Who's Bernadette?
Bernadette is a singer from Rotterdam, Holland. And she's very lucky to be a part of the Funky Divas. I have to say that it's really an honor to be a part of this beautiful sisterhood. I have to say. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And Micah, have I pronounced your name right? Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yeah, now you do. It is Micah. Yeah, in Dutch, Micah. But in English, it's a bit strange to do the well, I live in The Hague and sing all my life. And I'm very honored to be part of this project with Martha, and that she found us and also our band, Mayfield's Joint.
Brilliant, thank you. So let me just do a real formal introduction. So Martha Hyde, performer, author, vocal instructor, radio talk show host. She was discovered at the age of 18 by, come on, say it, Martha, by who was it?
The godfather of soul, Mr. James Brown.
And she was 18 at the time, and you were performing at the Apollo Theatre in New York with the Jewels, and that's where Mr. Brown discovered Martha. And so, what I'm going to do as we open up the interview, ladies, I'm going to sort of get to know yourselves as well. You know, where have you come from and what you're doing. But we're going to talk about, you know, Martha High and the Funky Divas and the two tracks that you got out at this moment in time as well. The titles Messages from a Soul Sister and
Yes.
Stuff for Mr. Big Stuff. And
Too,
yeah.
too tough for Mr. Big Stuff. Yes.
Right. And there's a story behind those songs, so it's not just that you just want to be funky about music. So tell us a little bit about the first track, Martha. Message from a Soul Sister, because you're honoring several legends, several female legends in this song. So
Exactly.
elaborate on that.
Well, you know, I thought about this project for quite a while now. Of course, Vicki Anderson, Lynn Collins, and Marva Whitney are ladies that used to work with Mr. Brown as well. They were on his show, and we all have worked together at some time or another. You know, I did background work behind Vicki Anderson as well as Lynn Collins with when we were with the Godfather of Soul. And Marva and I have done some tours together, and actually I did tours with all three of them. But now they've made their transition, and
Mm.
their music during the time that they made their music is really at the time in the 70s, the 60s and 70s. It was really a message for the women to be strong and to stand up for their rights, because I think during the 60s it was pretty rough for women to get out there and do their own thing, and put their own music out. And thank God for the Godfather Soul, because he gave them the podium to do so. So they had songs to encourage, to give you strength, and to let people know that we could stand on our own, and we could make music just as well as the men could. So this is what it's all about. And their songs, like I said, they're very strong and powerful songs, and we wanted to share that with the people of today, the women of today, because we are still fighting for our rights. And I mean, we have more rights than we did then, but still, it really means something to let them know what was going on back in the day, that this is where they were taking their music. And even though the music is very funky,
Yeah.
Message to a Soul Sister was basically saying, understand that you have your rights, and you have respect. We want that. We want respect. We want to have our rights, and we can stand up for ourselves. So
Mm.
that's basically what it's all about.
And that's what I felt when I listened to the tracks. There was that strength. You could feel that power and that strength and the
Exactly.
message. And
Hmm.
it's interesting because with the beats, that even in the beats themselves, it's like it's saying, don't mess with us. And
That's right.
and so it's not just the words, not just the lyrics, but
Mhm.
everything. And there was there was the phrase, get it some other place.
Yes. Well, that's basically saying, okay, we're women, and and we know that this is a man's world, so they say, but we also know that we have something to say. We have something to give. And I can go back to James Brown's songs, um, uh, this is a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman, so that's definitely a fact. That's a true fact. And also, women uh, nowadays, if we didn't speak out when we did, or had something to say in the past, there wouldn't be women that's CEOs of big companies, and having their own business and everything. So it's still a message to stand up for your own, stand up for your right, and let you know, hey, if you don't help me, I get it myself.
Mhm.
I get it from somewhere else. you know. Yes.
I'm going to go on to Micah and Bernadette. So to be part of this project, you're not just, you're performing with Martha High and the bands and everything, but also for yourselves as individual artists. What has it been like to perform as part of the Funky Divas, both professionally and personally? So let's start with Bernadette, and then I'll come to you, Micah.
It has been a journey because myself, I mostly sing like soul music, some jazz. This is real fun, you know? So it comes with the attitude. So I was like, I'm really getting more in touch with my own feminine side, like being a real diva and really standing there. So I feel like it made me grow as an artist. Yes. And it's such an amazing way to, yeah, to bring the message to the women,
Mm.
like them also to stand up and really be a diva themselves. Yeah.
And what does it mean to be a diva more than standing up, and more than having an attitude? What does it really mean to you, Bernadette?
To me, also means to be vulnerable and to be able to show that side of yourself too, because there's a lot of strength in your vulnerability. I think. Yeah.
From that place you grow. You know, if you're not vulnerable, sometimes you can't see what's around you, you can't see what needs to be done. And I think it was Les Brown, the American motivational speaker, says, you know, when you're down, the only way is to look up. And so in that place of vulnerability, you're looking up and you start to chart your way up. But then
Mhm.
you grow as you're charting your way up, isn't it? So thank you. And Micah, what about you? What has it been like for you, the journey both personally and as an artist?
Well, it was for me also a big change because we are singing with the band Mayfield Joint, with this, which is the band that I was singing in as a lead singer. So then Martha came, and her husband knew the band leader, and we were getting to know each other to see how it felt, and then uh, she came up with the idea of this project, and I really thought, wow, this is great to be part of it, and also um, yeah, learn several other things in singing in the backing, because I was normally singing the higher voice in the backing, and now I do the lower one, which maybe it's also part of um, which fits best with us.
Mhm.
So I think it's very nice to really broaden my range in many ways, learn a lot from each other, and I think it's also a lot of fun working together with these divas. And for me, being a diva also means to invite other women to really shine from from within, and show your light to the audience, to other people.
Mm. And Martha, what was it about these two ladies that drew you to choose them? You know, because you've been in the game for a long time and you've performed with other incredible women. You know, you've got such a history, and I can sense from these women they are just like, wow, we're performing with a great lady. I mean, you're all great in your own way as well. But in terms of Martha High and the Funky Divas, what was it about these two incredible women that you thought, we could do?
Well, when I moved to the Netherlands, and of course, I moved to the Netherlands because I just recently got married. Yes, yes. And so my husband was taking me around to different places to just to get a feel of where I was living, and uh, to know the environment around me and everything like that. And I had the chance to listen to Bernadette. She was performing at a this particular club one night, and I really, and there were quite a few women that was singing that particular night, but for some reason she stood out more than others, and I loved her charisma. I loved the way that she sang, the way that she expressed her song and everything. As a matter of fact, she sang one of the songs that I have been singing many years. That's I'm a big fan of Etta James, and she sang one of James songs, and it's just like, wow, she sounded really, really great. And her and I had a chance to speak with each other, and we exchanged numbers. And I said, I'm thinking about a project, and I'll keep in touch. So once I decided this is now the time for me to do this, because I thought about this project many years ago. I wanted to take care to do this in the States, but I didn't get the chance to do it. And it's always been on my mind, especially after losing my sister Vicki Anderson last year. The first of this year. Yes, I lost her in, I think it was February, last February, I think it was, yeah. And I said, okay, it's really time, I really need to do this. I want to do this. I think about them often, and I wanted to pay homage to them, So, and I remembered that Bernadette I loved her smile, and actually, she reminded me a lot of Lynn Collins. So, and then, like Micah said, my husband know our band leader, Patrick Jordan, and she was performing with Mayfield's Joint. I got a chance to not see them in person, but I listened to a couple of their videos, and she stood out. And she sang with two other ladies, but she stood out more than the two. And she seemed very positive in what she was doing. And I thought she was just as beautiful as Bernadette. And I said, you know what? I'd like to meet her, and I'd like to see if she would be interested in my project. And my husband made sure that we got in touch with each other, and here we are.
Yeah.
And they understand the project and the concept of what we want to do and what we want to present to our audience. And it has worked out perfectly. We all listen to all of the Lynn Collins, Marvin Whitney, and Vicki Anderson songs. And we have chosen songs that we feel that would be, again, an uplift to the women of the world, and present it to them where they could understand it and know that they were funky women.
Mhm.
They got their message across with the funk.
And I was saying before we went live, that especially at this time, there's when I listen to both songs, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about Too Tough for Mr. Big Stuff. But what
Mhm.
I felt when I listened to them, it wasn't just the lyrics, but like I said, even the funk itself was
Yes,
in itself.
yes,
It's like this is what we are about. We're making a statement. You better listen. It really had that essence to it. And
yes.
and it's quite significant for now. So and we know it's all about timing with things, uh,
Mhm.
in terms of supporting women to really see themselves and to honor themselves and to express themselves and
Exactly.
make it to shine that light. Um,
Mhm.
shine that light because there's little girls who are looking at them and looking at yourselves, and
Exactly.
it's offering hope because and it's not just what's happened with the elections and everything, but just the world in itself is just needing those pockets of light and hope throughout.
That's right.
The world, the world, because sometimes I think, wow, there's so much out there. And that's why I love interviewing people like yourself, because
Mm.
when you share what you do, but why you do it as well, that's important.
Yes, and another thing, with the music today. And I'm not knocking anyone, but during those days that I was with the Godfather and Soul, and was able to perform together with Vicky, Lynn, and Marva, there was a lot of pride in how you looked and how you dressed, and I think that has a lot to do with the performance that you give. I mean, if it's so different than what it was in the 60s and 70s, even the 80s, but now it's a different thing, but still the message that the ladies had in their music. And it's not just the two songs that we recorded, but a lot of their music. It just had such a strong message, and being a lady, and being a strong woman and a powerful woman, and someone that I feel that any young lady could look up to say, okay, I want to feel that way. I want to present myself to be a strong lady, and that's one of the reasons, again, why. And this project is not necessarily a tribute, but like I said, it's paying homage to women that had something to say, had great music, and their music is still being played today. That just shows you what it had, the strength that it had, and the words really meant something, to get out there. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. And let's touch a little bit on Too Tough for Mr. Big Stuff. What was it
Mhm.
like for you, Bernadette, performing that? What did that mean to you?
so
Well,
much.
like I said, this is basically a man's world, and I don't, it's just letting them know, okay, I know that you're tough and you all of that, but we are too. We can get out there and do the exact same things that you're doing. We can run companies. We can control what the music business. We have a big uh presentation of being some of the best in the music business too. So
Mm,
that's what it's all about, letting you know that we're just as equal.
we're, we're doing things. We're doing things.
Yes, absolutely.
And Bernadette, I was coming to you as well about that. For you, what was it like performing, Too Tough for Me? What did that mean to you? Because, like, it goes back to a lot what Martha is saying, but from your perspective as well.
Yeah, I think what Martha was saying, that was exactly what I was gonna say. Um, yeah, I think you already said it also, the little girls looking up to you and looking at you like, wow, I can really do that myself too. I don't need to be a man to be able to make my dreams come true, and go for my goals, whatever I want to do. And that's what it says to me, like I can do whatever I want to do, no matter the circumstances, I can do it. So it really comes back to yeah, just be standing strong in your strength, knowing what you can do and not doubting yourself and just go for it. Yeah.
Mm, excellent. And sometimes when that doubt creeps in, where does Bernadette go? What does Bernadette do?
When I feel doubt, I just, yeah, I go to God. That's where I go. I go to God because I know uh, with God, I'm everything because He is everything. So then I really feel the love and I feel the strength, the power, everything. So yeah, that's what helps me. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And Micah, what about you? Performing that song and also the moments when you feel a bit disappointed, challenged. Where do you go?
Mm. First, I go within when I'm a bit disappointed and see what has happened, um, and I always have the feeling of seeing what I could do different or better if I was disappointed. What was my own part of that? To see what yeah, to reflect upon that. And I like to talk about it with my dearest friends. So there I go for support. And also what I was thinking about this Mr. Big Stuff, that sometimes when we do feel insecure or doubtful, we have a tendency to pump ourselves up and look a bit, make ourselves bigger, even though we don't feel so big or forceful or strengthful. And and I think the song is also about that. That it's not just to be big and proud, or even if you're not, but really show yourself for who you are.
And this is a really nice, great conversation. And so there is that element of fun because I know that with Martha, sometimes when I've done interviews with Martha, we've giggled throughout. We have those bursts of giggles because it's just part of her. What have been some of your memorable moments performing together, whether that's, a reaction from someone in the crowd or just something when you're up on stage, it just really hits. So what have been for all of you, what have been some of those memorable moments when you're up on stage together and you're really vibing?
Well,
Yeah.
oh, okay, well, first of all, Esther, we will have our first performance November the 30th.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, we have been together for at least 6 months. 6 months, but we have been working on our show, putting it together, and making sure that what we are about to do is will be exactly what we want it to be, and that's for people to enjoy the music, to understand what we're doing,
Mm,
and have a funky good time while we're explaining our journey and being Martha Hine, the Funky Divas. So we're very excited that our tour is beginning in the end of this month and continuing. So
okay.
we
So I
will,
saw your performance. I saw you guys practicing. So I guess you hadn't started yet because I noticed, Michael, but you were.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was so hot that day. Oh, and we were rehearsing in a very small studio, and we're there for I think at that time 3 hours or so. So it
yeah.
was really, really too hot there.
You guys are really you enjoyed yourself, but I just sort of had a giggle, giggle about that. Um,
Yeah.
and so Bernadette and Micah, so you're looking forward to this tour, and I guess the question is, when you're up on stage as well. I mean, okay, when you visualize yourself being up on stage because you've done your rehearsals and all those things, what is it that what is the sense of this whole tour, the project really meaning to you? I mean, you've spoken about how you feel about it, you've spoken what it means to you, you've spoken how you've evolved through it and with it. So as it really comes together, what are you all feeling?
Bernadette,
Oh
did you
yeah,
see?
I'll go first. How do I see it? Really connecting with the audience. I think we're really going to connect with our audience. And I believe that they're going to be a big part of the show. I know we're going to be on stage, but they're really going to feel it. They're going to feel the funk, but they're also going to feel the legacy of these three amazing women, four, including Martha.
Four, yeah,
Yeah,
including Martha.
yeah, they're really going to feel the legacy they left behind, and yeah, I think they're really going to feel the message too we have to bring to them. So I'm super excited. Can't wait.
Excellent,
But
excellent.
I also hope they feel a lot of fun and funk, of course,
Yes.
because that's what we're bringing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And besides that, we are also we will have, at times during the show that we're going to explain, why we chose certain songs to sing and share that with everyone, which will give them a little bit bits and pieces of each one of the ladies' past and history, of being in the music business. So it's we have, I actually feel, and I think that I can speak for the ladies too, we feel that we have put a wonderful show together, and I'm very excited that this is getting ready to happen. And yes, we have a lot to offer them, and we're hoping that, well, I feel that we're going to have a lot of participation from the audience too.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, we will try to have the audience participate in quite a few songs, I guess. Yeah.
the way you said that, Micah, it's almost like you're sort of dangling the carrot. It's almost like, yeah, you gotta come. So
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because it will be fun. You can sing along, you can dance along, you can
Yes.
even maybe cry along because there will be also, I think, at least two songs which are very touching. Yeah.
Okay, so if you can give us details then of where people can go to find out where they can book, Martha.
Oh gosh,
Shall
Oh,
I?
Micah, yes, Micah
But
keeps
I
up with
am the
all.
calendar of the three, I guess. I always put the rehearsals together and
Yes.
have everybody up to speed where they have to be at what time, what date. So
Okay, so where
Let
can
me
we go to
I
find
have
out?
a walking agenda, you know. So the first show will be in Zaandam in the Netherlands. We will be closing a jazz festival over there in a church. I think it will be a very nice location. And then at the 18th of December, we will be performing in The Hague in the place where we rehearse, but there will be a radio show.
Yes.
So we will bring some live music and also talk, it's also an interview with us. And then in January, we will be in Rotterdam, the hometown of Bernadette. And we will be in Podium Islamunda. And on Saturday, the 12th of 11th of January in Hilversum in the Forstin. And I think the tickets could be bought at the venues, at the website of the venues.
Yes.
Okay. So
But
if
but
somebody
also on the Facebook of Martha High,
of your
there
art,
are a lot of links to the dates and also to the venues and where you can buy the tickets. So
Okay.
if you follow Martha High on Facebook, you will find this.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Martha High, the goddess of soul.
Brilliant, brilliant. And my last question, ladies, I've really enjoyed our conversation. You know, as we sort of come to the end of the year, we almost, I don't want to preempt it, but you know, it's almost mid-November. What would you say to anyone? You know, that you're obviously the songs that you're doing, the project is to empower, inspire, you know, find the funk and fun, but more so on the last, what would you like to say to anybody who wants to find their funk and their fun, and then they're sitting on the sidelines? What can the Martha and the Funky Divas share with them?
I want to say, come out, enjoy the music and the message.
Mm.
We have a message, and we want you to enjoy that. We want you to remember it because there's going to be more. We are not only just celebrating these ladies at the moment, but in the future, we're planning on to celebrate all of our soul sisters, you know, because there's so much great music that our kids today and the younger people today don't know anything about this music. And if they really want to know about funk and soul, this is the show to come to. Martha High and the Funky Divas. That's what we're going to give you. Funk and soul.
And a message, of course, right?
Funk and
Yeah.
And the message, yes.
Yes.
Have
fun
fun.
and fun. More fun. Lots of fun. Guys. Lots of fun.
And I also think for another message is one of the titles of the songs that I will sing is "Put It on the Line." Really share what you have to say, and that's what we'll do.
Mm, yeah, authenticity. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, ladies, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. That's three thank yous, isn't it? Like, yeah. Thank you for joining me on the Circle with Esther. Thank you for what you stand for what you represent, and the energy that you bring to the project. Because you're not just singing it, you're not just presenting it, but you are. Yeah, you are a representation of those who've gone before. And condolences about your sister, Martha. But you know, her
Thank
legacy
you.
is going to live on in everything that you all do. And you know, it's just gonna explode for you guys. And you,
Yes, and Esther, I want to thank you for taking the time with us, and we really appreciate you. And just like Micah said, we have a great band behind us, Mayfield's Joint, and they are giving us all of the support that we need, and we love them. They sound great, and we just have a very nice package for everyone to come and enjoy their evenings with us. You know, we are really looking forward, and hopefully that we're coming your way soon. So
excellent.
I just want to say thank you.
Looking forward to that.
For having us.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a wonderful week, ladies and gents. Have a wonderful
thank
week,
you.
ladies. And if there are any messages, I will check them on Facebook later and respond. And do go onto Martha's page as well. Book your tickets, get your plane ticket if you need to, and go and have some funk and some fun. Take care.
That's right. All right, sweetie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.